The Birch Aquarium has a scenic view of the Scripps Pier and the Institution of Oceanography below. Further south is the coast of La Jolla. In 1915, the first standalone aquarium was built on the institution's campus. In this photo, it's to the right of the Seawater Tower. It had 19 tanks and featured aquatic life from the waters around San Diego. In 1951, the Scripps Aquarium Museum opened its doors. It was arranged with 18 viewing bays surrounding a museum in the center. After the first month, patrons from all 48 states had signed the guest book. The Stephen Birch Aquarium Museum opened to the public in 1992 and continues the mission to help the community understand the importance of protecting Earth's oceans and marine life. Once stepping inside, visitors are free to move about the aquarium, much like these fish in the entry hall. It is said that aquariums relax the mind. Just watching the fish circle around gives our thoughts a chance to predict where they will swim to next. Some float by alone, seemingly deep in thought, while others move in schools, one following another. Why are some fish brightly colored and others are not? What is the purpose of the patterns on their bodies, and why do they appear so different from each other? The color and patterns of fish are used to camouflage, communicate with friends or foes, or defend against predators. Fish that live around coral reefs have adapted their coloration to conceal them against the background. If they don't find a place to hide, their colors can distract any predators. Some, like the blue tang or palette surgeonfish, have a deep blue that blends with the ocean. This is the fish type of Dory from Finding Nemo. Others, like the yellow tang on the left, seem to attract too much attention to blend in. A closer look where their body meets the tail shows a short white stripe. This is a tang. Tangs, or surgeonfish like this striped one, can flick open this part of their spine that's as sharp as a scalpel. This nasotang has spiny fins on the top and bottom, along with two sharp tail spines marked in orange. Predators learn to approach tangs or surgeonfish with caution. Despite the soothing nature of the coral reef, its fish can defend themselves if need be. Coral reefs are one environment for marine life. What other animals are there, and where do they live? Hidden among the vegetation at the bottom is a leafy sea dragon. It maneuvers using tiny translucent fins on its neck and propels itself with a fin on its back, just above the tail. You can see the disturbance of water, which looks like a vague blur. When this video was taken in early 2023, one of the male sea dragons was carrying babies under its tail. It's hard to make out from the glass distortion and lighting, but the eggs were due to hatch by week number 8. It's extremely rare for sea dragons to breed within an aquarium setting. These shrimpfish are related to sea dragons with a long snout and a fused jaw. They swim with their heads pointing downward. Seahorses have a shape much more similar to sea dragons. They use their tail to hold onto objects like rocks or kelp to avoid getting pushed around by the ocean currents. Seahorses don't have any teeth or stomach. They almost constantly suck water through their snout to feed on krill, fish larvae, or other small food. In general, they don't move around much. In fact, one called the dwarf seahorse is considered the slowest fish in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. Much smaller than these, it's just over half an inch in length and moves only 5 feet per hour. When these seahorses move, they can float among the kelp or swim upwards to transfer to another branch, then relax in the current. Just like the sea dragons, seahorses have fins on their neck to change direction and a dorsal fin for propulsion. Most of us humans eat 3 meals a day. Seahorses need to eat up to 50 times a day and remain on a perpetual lookout for food. Walking around a corner in the Hall of Fishes, we come across Birch Aquarium's giant kelp forest. A leopard shark circles around the kelp near the bottom of the tank, which holds 70,000 gallons of water and stands 2 stories tall. At the top, we see a giant sea bass, which typically grow to 7 feet in length and weigh 500 to 600 pounds. It stayed near the surface most of the time, letting the generated current rocket back and forth. Another odd creature can be seen below the leopard shark. It's a California moray eel resting on the seafloor. At times, it has almost a smiling grin on its face, while it peeks around the side of a rock. Most likely, it has opened its mouth to draw in water over its gills to extract oxygen for breathing. They eat small fish, crustaceans, and octopus, and have a unique way of eating. Moray eels have a second set of jaws behind the first set. Just after the outer jaws open wide and grasp its prey, the second set moves forward to pull the prey further into the eel's esophagus. This second set of jaws seems like something out of a monster movie, but moray eels use it effectively when eating. The window to the giant kelp forest gives us a good view underwater. How do things appear from land? The Birch Aquarium has an outdoor tide pool plaza overlooking the real ocean to the west. Docents are present to answer questions about the different species of marine life. Visitors are invited to touch or pet certain fish within the tide pools. Another outdoor area to the south has views of the ocean as well as an 8-foot-tall shark head that was gifted to the aquarium in 2002. It makes for great photo opportunities. Adjacent to the shark head is another tank that houses sharks and rays native to the waters off La Jolla shores. The leopard shark here is followed by a gray smooth hound. Along the leopard shark's back are about 13 saddle-shaped bands that run along its body. Leopard sharks are not aggressive toward humans and can be seen by snorkeling near La Jolla shores during the summer months. The dark ray swimming beneath the shark propels itself by flapping its round wings rhythmically, like a billowing sail. Stingrays have lived on Earth since the Jurassic period 150 million years ago. They are not aggressive, but do have a venomous stinger. The sharks, skates, and rays here do not have skeletons. Their bodies are supported with cartilage, like what we have in our ears and nose. That explains why we don't see an ocean full of stingray skeletons, even though they have existed since the dinosaurs roamed our planet. Behind the bubbles of this display, we see a banded guitarfish inspecting the surface. Look at these round stingrays flying like saucers around the pier. Do you see the California halibut hiding in the sand? If we want to look deep into the past, jellyfish have existed for more than 500 million years. They have survived the 5 mass extinctions that occurred on Earth, possibly caused by an extreme ice age, significant drop in oxygen levels, asteroid impacts, and massive volcanic eruptions. Although jellyfish have no brain, their muscles or bells pulsate to propel them through the water. Some jellyfish have bioluminescence that can be seen under a UV light. Because the ocean depths are as black as night, light is used to distract predators or communicate with other organisms. Jellyfish are 98% water and have no lungs, blood, or heart. A basic nervous system allows them to detect light, chemicals, vibration, and gravity. It's surprising they have existed 250 million years before the dinosaurs, but then again, their simplicity may be the very reason they have been around for so long. In contrast to the brainless jellyfish, the octopus is the most intelligent of all invertebrates. In fact, they have 9 brains. Or, more accurately, 1 main brain and 8 lesser brains, one for each of its 8 tentacles. The giant Pacific octopus is the largest in the world, weighing about 110 pounds and measuring up to 16 feet in length. The largest ever recorded was 600 pounds and 30 feet long. Seen here is its typical coloration of reddish pink. Their skin has chromatophores with pigment sacs allowing them to change color and blend with their surroundings. They can also change skin texture by contracting the muscle fibers within small regions of their skin called papillae. For us, This is similar to the control we have in changing the shape of our tongue. When combined with their eyes and the movement of their tentacles, it can produce a particularly menacing appearance. Each tentacle has 2 rows of suction cups, giving them a powerful grip and a precise sense of taste and smell. The tentacles are dexterous and allow them to open jars, use tools, or play with toys. The 9 brains permit them to solve puzzles, recognize people's faces, and escape enclosures. If the mesmerizing movement of the tentacles, along with the color and texture changes, are not enough to distract a predator, octopuses can spray a cloud of black ink to act as a distraction while they vacate the area. They have 3 hearts, 1 to circulate their blue blood throughout the body, and 2 to move it across their gills for oxygen enrichment. Of all the animals at the Birch Aquarium, the octopus seems to be the closest thing to an alien life form. A new penguin habitat was opened here in 2022. Emperor penguins are the largest, standing 4 feet tall and weighing up to 100 pounds. Gen 2 penguins are the fastest, clocked at 22 miles per hour when swimming underwater. The penguins at Birch Aquarium are the smallest. These little blue penguins are roughly 1 foot in height and weigh about 3 pounds each. They have the typical counter shading found in most marine life, where their backs are darker to match the depths of the ocean and their bellies are lighter to match the surface of the sea. They are the only penguins with a slight blue-gray color on their feathers. No one knows for certain why. Perhaps it could be because little penguins swim near the surface and have the shallowest diving depth of all penguins. In other words, their steel blue feathers more closely match the waters in the upper region of the ocean. The Birch Aquarium is the only place to see blue penguins on the west coast of the United States. Their normal habitat is around New Zealand, Tasmania, and the southern coast of Australia. Just like most penguins, the little blue ones are out of their element on land. Most of the time is spent taking a break from swimming. And they do waddle a little less than most, as their body weight is lighter. The Birch Aquarium does have a penguin cam on their website. If you do visit the little blue penguins in person, however, it's best to come right before feeding time, when the penguins seem to be most active, swimming in the sunlit waters of their habitat. Feeding time takes place at 10 a.m., and everyone is anxious to get their morning meal. This little penguin just got a fish and decides to put on a show for the crowd. Little blue penguins eat small fish, squid, and krill. Once they swallow the cold fish, their bodies must create heat to warm themselves back up. They will either go for a short swim or stand on the rocks, shaking their tails, bodies, and flippers. It almost looks like they're dancing the robot. This penguin has warmed back up and is ready to dive in. As we found out earlier, the fastest Gen 2 penguins swim about 22 miles per hour. The blue penguins swim around 5 miles per hour, about the same speed as the fastest humans. They can see clearly underwater, as this little blue is checking out the visitors. With their small size and ability to float, they maneuver around like a tiny boat with 2 oars. Blue penguins also use their webbed feet to aid in changing direction and steering. Stretching out the feet and relaxing in the sun is a good option after a long day of swimming and eating fish. Another way to pass the time is to watch the humans behind glass holding their cell phones. The little blue penguins are not afraid being close to the window, right by the waterfalls. If you do come to see them, try not to use flash photography, as it may disorient them. It's pleasing to know the smallest little blue penguins can be seen right here at Birch Aquarium. Back inside the aquarium, there are many fish that seem to be a lot less active than most. These are species of rockfish which prefer to stay motionless and hide among the rocks, as the name suggests. Every once in a while, you'll see one making an adjustment, but usually it will last only a few seconds. Others lie resting in the darkness. Here's a warty frogfish, just waiting for its prey. Do you see the fin spine above its head that mimics a small shrimp? These broomtail groupers rest in a sunken boat. A giant hawkfish rests on a rock. Or is it? This leather bass knows it's something else. A loggerhead sea turtle. This female sea turtle was rescued from a New Jersey power plant in 2013. She was suffering from paralysis of her back flippers, a curvature of the spine, and part of her shell missing from the back right. Originally, her given name was Jersey. A brace was designed at UCSD and fitted to support her shell and prevent it from curving inward. It was attached with marine epoxy, and the ratcheting plastic band curving to the right can be used to adjust tension as the sea turtle grows. Without intervention, this loggerhead sea turtle would most likely have suffered gastrointestinal issues and other complications. Considering all the trauma she went through, it was deemed best for her to remain at Birch Aquarium. The paralysis of her rear flippers alone would prevent her from digging an egg nest out in the wild. Seeing the sea turtle next to us at eye level helps us to realize the importance of taking care of all life forms on our planet. It sure seems like the sea turtle knows we're watching her, and she's watching us through the glass, too. Loggerhead sea turtles have about the same lifespan as us humans. Estimates are anywhere from 50 to 100 years. It is impressive to see a large sea turtle up close, swimming by so effortlessly. It's also a good feeling to know she'll be appreciated and well cared for at Birch Aquarium. If you enjoyed this video, you can support this channel for free by clicking like, sharing it with others, and most of all, clicking subscribe. Thanks for watching San Diego Review.